I think, got handed in that draft by PSISTORM.
Definitely. We're going to Volskaya. Necro picked Volskaya, so once again, we're going to see PSISTORM banning. I apologize if you hear the rumbling in the background. It is not my stomach. It is currently monsoon season, so thunderstorms are galore here.
I could use some rain here. It hasn't rained in weeks.
It doesn't necessarily rain. It gets really shiny and it gets really cloudy. It doesn't necessarily rain.
I wouldn't mind clouds either, man. I've had straight sunlight for like 12 days. I'm an indoor person. That big ball of fire in the sky is bad for me.
Oh, man. It really is, though. It's so hot in here. You guys can't even see it. I'm like just dripping right now.
Oh, man. That ice pack we got between matches, it's warm. It's melted.
Oh, yeah. Both Inanimate and I have like little ice packs on our bodies, just like trying to cool us down. It's so hot.
Caster hacks.
Caster hacks. Yeah, guys, caster hacks. You get like these little ice packs that are meant for like your luncheons or Lunchables or your lunch boxes. Sorry, I can speak. And you just stick them against your back, and man, it's so chill right now. A little bit waiting just a moment. One of the players, I think, taking a quick bio break. Going to start just a moment, but once again, want to tell everybody, patreon.com/HeroesHype. That's the official Patreon for the organization. If you'd like to support us, please do. There's tons of different rewards. I think the base reward is access to the HeroesHype chat on the Discord, where you get some insider information about what's going on in the community. You learn a lot more. You see a bunch of different content, because all of us are constantly taking in different content. So you never know what someone's going to post. We always find these really cool things on Twitter, on Reddit, and other social media. And we really appreciate anything you give. It goes towards all our live events, helping our broadcast go smoothly. We really do appreciate it.
Whew, actually, that's the second. The second tier is the friend one. The patron tier is the addition to the list of the friends list on the HeroesHype website. The friend tier at the $5 a month is the access to the exclusive Discord channel. I was just browsing through the rewards while we had a second here as we wait for the players to get back. Actually, I think we are just about ready to go here on Volskaya Foundry. Will be PSISTORM with the first pick, as Necrodancers picked Volskaya Foundry for us to go here. I'm excited. I've been really loving the pro level play on Volskaya Foundry that we've seen over the past several weeks of HGC and HGC Open Division. I kind of miss Hanamura. I hate to say it, but I enjoyed that map, even though I solved it. And it's good to see an Overwatch themed map have the level of balance that Volskaya does. And it's really good, I think, for the competitive map diversity, because you do have the ability to adapt your tactics as the maps kind of rotate in and out. And it'll be interesting to see how Hanamura comes back. Another respect ban by PSISTORM on that Medivh. They don't want to see that, I think, any more than they want to see the Stitches.
Yeah, and what it really comes down to is Domo's so good on that hero that he deserves that ban. And once again, this is still a really good Medivh map. So really good on them to go ahead and ban that out. Do we see the Stitches follow up from them? And they're thinking about it. Like, what's more important? Is Stitches more important to them? Maybe Raynor's more important to them. Because do they need Stitches to make it work? It's going to be the Blaze taking Azariel off of his offlane god hero, the bunker hero. And then we're going to see the Alex Straza band, making sure they don't get that really strong healer that is the aspect of life. So
smart bans, I think, out of both teams. Urel, we haven't seen any play because she's been banned every game, but that's not a big surprise. Her kit is really imposing, especially in the hands of players at this skill level. Alex Straza, again, healing output very, very strong, especially with Malfurion coming down in priority. But there's the Azmodan pick out of PSISTORM Gaming. They're going to opt into it really early on. We'll see if there is a first-round response on the side of Necrodancers.
Yeah, and that leaves them open to either force the side of Necrodancers to take Johanna right now, or pick whatever they want to pick. And I feel like if they leave the Johanna in the hands, wow, there it is, Stitches Deckard. They're going for it. They don't even care. They're going to let him have the Azmodan. They're saying, yeah, go ahead and have it. We're going to let you see if you can beat our composition with it.
I like that though. The Stitches. Now, I had the feeling that they were going to want to ban the Stitches in that rotation. By taking it on the priority here, they're going to force PSISTORM to have to adapt their ban strategy in that second phase to work around that Stitches. I'm expecting to see Raynor get taken off here unless they go the route of the Raynor as their second DPS here. As the pick comes in, it'll be Karazim on the support side, so they get the rotation that they want with the Johanna Asmodee trying to get those stacks. But now they have to think about how they're going to play around that Stitches. And that, I think, was a really smart draft pick by Necrodancers. Up the priority on Stitches. It's out there. They know they have to take it there if they want to play around it. And now it's really going to be where their DPS can flex to follow up on that kind of front line.
And with the Karazim pick too, you know, you get the block talent at 4, which is very effective against a Raynor comp. And 7-sided strike is actually super good to help Karazim dodge the damage after a hook. Gives his team the ability to follow up without putting himself in that much danger, because he gets the ability to ignore everything for a few seconds. I would like to see a Raynor ban. I get that you could have the comp to play against it, but I don't feel like you need to. And there it is. See, why risk it when you can put them on a back foot? You know, maybe they still take the Thrall. Maybe they have another pick that works just as well. We don't know. But it makes them have to bend their comp to fit whatever they want versus just letting them have what you know they want.
Yeah, the Raynor ban makes sense in the context that Raynor, I think, has just better damage output than Thrall. But I feel like Thrall still enables that composition a lot more. And there it is, Thrall with Gul'dan as the backup damage. I love that. I was a Gul'dan main the second he came out. He's still my highest leveled hero. I just love the ability of him to put out that consistent damage output. And against Karazim, who struggles a little bit with area healing a lot of the time because of the limited range of the Breath of Heaven, just the ability for Gul'dan to put out that much area damage, that much persistent damage over time, I think is really going to force PSISTORM to struggle in these long fights.
Yeah, not to mention how impactful Fear can be against these picks that like to dive forward. An opportune Fear at the right moment when like Zeratul or the Monk dash in can be absolutely disastrous to them as they fall down very quickly to what they're showing. Gonna see a Leoric and a Zeratul. The second tank makes a lot of sense. That gives Asmodee 2 heroes that help him stack very quickly. We are gonna see the Sonya follow up after that, going to the offlane. Just a really good hero against the Leoric. You know, self-sustain, no mana, can combo the wave clear and the lane bully that is Leoric. Pretty melee though, heavy though. From both teams, we're going to see a lot of fighting.
As Volskaya Foundry, of course, we're going to see a lot of fighting. It's a very tightly contested objective. A lot of small spaces where teams will end up fighting. I'm really curious though to see how the Asmodee is going to play out here. You've got Johanna and Leoric both very good at prepping waves, but also Zeratul being able to get in with the skill escapes me for some reason as I'm old and my brain doesn't work very well, but Blink? You know what I mean. Yeah, well, with the blink and with the
Vorpal Blade?
The Vorpal Blade or whatever it'll come to me. You know what? We'll just get into game and I'll remember it.
All right, everybody. Game number 3 going to Volskaya Foundry. It is currently 1-1. Necrodancers on the blue team. Leading us off, Necrodancers on the blue side. We have Physicals on Thrall, Quantum on Deckard, Domovarian on Gul'dan, Huff Money on that Stitches, and Azariel mixing it up, playing on the Sonya.
And on the right side, in the red, it is PSISTORM Gaming, NSJ on his Asmodee, Caesar Salad on Karazim, Iskoa on Leoric, Stronger on Johanna, and Enavir on the Zeratul once again.
Yep. This map is absolutely insane. That first Protector is going to be so huge to either one of these teams because both teams are so heavily in the melee. That is one of the scariest positions to be in when dealing with the Protector push. Huff Money trying to get some quick picks. We actually are seeing Echo Corruption at 1 for Gul'dan, so he's going to stack that E talent, try to get as much hook as possible. And it is going to be Greed once again on NSJ. Going for the increased duration so he can stack up as much as he can. 18 stacks off that first wave because he hit a bunch of heroes too. And that's exactly what they want. You know, they just want to stack right now. Azario actually being a little pushed out, the Demon General doing work for the side of Leoric, helping get that in and out. But wow, already 9 stacks for the side of Gul'dan too. So both teams really working on their stack game.
Think about it this way. Azmodan's looking for the enemy heroes to stack up a lot, but he also needs his own teammates to prep waves by being all in one spot pulling things together. That's perfect for Domavarian on the Gul'dan because he'll have 2, 3, 4 heroes all inside that one wave, all trying to do the same thing at once. Just drop your corruption at that point, and as they try to retreat, you'll get those runaway stacks as well. Really good talent pickup. Really, it's kind of been the meta for a long time on Gul'dan now with the Echo Corruption, but so much value here against the style of composition that PSISTORM is looking to play.
And love to see it. Both teams getting on those camps ASAP, getting as much value from turrets as possible. You want to get the camp right away so you can get another turret before the start of the objective. And teams that make the most of it, get the most of it. Caesar actually getting grabbed, the root coming in, trying to get the dash away, almost getting the root him again. Azmodan actually going to get rooted by the Kayn. Tomo actually takes a ton of damage. Azmodan's new E. All shall burn. He taking a ton of damage.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was talking about with the ability for Kharazim to try and out-heal the damage from a Gul'dan. You just don't have that ability really to out-heal the burst damage of a Gul'dan, and with the amount of damage coming in from, actually, Azariel in rotation here, Anavir's right on top of him, so's High School. There's Caesar Saddle looking to confirm it. They do get it in the end. Sonya going down as first blood, as in rotation, PSISTORM pick up the first kill of the game.
And they almost managed to save him. That healing potion giving him almost enough time to get away. Unfortunately, Zeratul very good at that chase game. They didn't manage to steal the turret away, which was what they probably really wanted, but they did manage on getting that kill and taking a small experience lead. We do see the Monk and the Zeratul start on that top camp. Deckard going over there as well. Going to go ahead and try to solo it out. Just kidding. There's Zariel. But we did see the support camp going in the favor of Necrodancers, so we got to see how they play around that. Just going to go ahead and contest it, each one on their own side. Stronger pushing up, knowing that he doesn't want to give Huff Money that range to go ahead and grab someone. Caesar's going to go ahead and walk in. They're going to go ahead and start capping it. The contest going back in, not letting them have any free percentages. There's the Gul'dan getting 5 more stacks. The hook onto Caesar Salad. The snare coming in. Sonya doing as much damage as he can. Domo actually taking a ton of damage in the back from the backline from the Zeratul. Stronger falling very low. The turret is out, but Azariel is just going to go ahead and finish it off. And that healing camp getting a ton of value. It's Kayn plus the healing camp, the drain life out of Domavarian. They couldn't kill the Gul'dan. It's just so much healing coming out.
So much healing, but also, again, talking about Kharazim just not really being able to put out that healing. And you look at the talent choice as well, taking the Iron Fists on level 1s. He doesn't have that ability to drop more healing down with the auto attacks that come in. I feel like that kind of aggressive dive-oriented healer as a solo support is going to really struggle against the type of damage that Necrodancers are able to put out here.
Yeah, and looking at the talents we see, Sonya actually going Life Funnel on Whirlwind. When you look at the interrupts that the side of PSISTORM have, it's just Condemn. No stuns. Which means once she gets Wrath, that's going to be a very deadly Sonya. She is not going to care who you are. She is going to stand and spin on you, and it's going to be disastrous. Even going so far to take the cooldown reduction at level 4. Getting even more value. The hook coming in actually gonna hit Caesar. Stronger trying to go in. Enavir jumping in. The Condemn interrupting Domavarian's life drain. Gonna get followed by the Azmodan. The spin coming in. Look at that spin though. Azario has the reduced cooldown. It's back up again. Looking maybe to go back in. Enavir, wow, getting very close. The hook almost connecting. The Azmodan orb doing a ton of damage. The turret though doing work, trying to push them off just a little bit. Azario just wants to spin right here, get as much healing off of this camp as possible. Up to back up to half HP, sorry. The block coming out. Caesar Salad sticking on physicals. The spin once again coming in, waiting for the spear. Interrupts it. Stronger actually falling very low. Domo's back up in the fight. Stronger getting rooted, has no mana. The hook onto Leo, the falling by the Gul'dan, the Q comes out. This Protector is falling now, percentage-wise, to the side of Necrodancers. They're gonna look and try and do this camp, but here's Azuriel sniffing it out. They know they have the 1 man advantage for another 4 seconds. They're gonna take this turret, and once again, they're just gonna bully them on the point using their turret count.
On top of that too, they're bullying them off with the superior crowd control on the side of their composition. Look at that, Enivir going in, gets pulled back in as he tries to get out, and that's a huge pick right as the Protector comes online for the side of Necrodancers. It's an important kill in for one more as Caesar Salad gets caught in a bad spot. He will go down to the Photon Cannon on the Protector, and that should be level 10 easily in the side of Necrodancers here.
And that's exactly what you don't want to see. You do not want to see your team fall right as the Protector's taken. They take that first wall. He's gonna go ahead and head top. Doesn't care. Gonna just go ahead and get right under the wall. Freezes the one. Gonna go ahead and use that side beam to do as much damage. There's the wall falling down. Gonna go ahead, take this fountain. Still 20 more seconds, 30% left. Gonna go ahead, just clear the wave. They're getting a ton of value in the mid and bottom lane. It's still level 10 to level 9. I would actually prefer to see them group up a little bit here with 15 seconds left. Maybe try to pick a fight right now. We do see the Lornado and the Earthquake again. It's actually going to be Gorge instead of Putrid Bile, so got to look out for that. Some cheeky combos coming out.
I like that. Putrid Bile's a good overall heroic, but Gorge just has so much swag potential as well with the type of composition that Necrodancers are looking to play here. They can pull somebody in, Gorge them back, then pull them well out of position, then look to drop their heroics and really confirm that kill if they need to. 10's now up onto the side of PSISTORM, but it's going to be their Charism. Caesar Salad getting Gorge. Will 7-sided strike. Big Fear coming in, pushing Enivir back out as Physical's getting a ton of damage dropped on him by NSJ for this skirmish. 5v5. The health bar is super low on the side of PSISTORM. High School going down to Azuriel. He gets the kill, looking for one more on Enivir, but he gets away with that last second blink.
Yeah, and Stronger Shield's gonna go down. There's the BP. Sonya just gonna step into it, just so she doesn't take any cheeky damage from the towers. Azuriel not done yet, though. Once again, that life funnel doing so much work. The Orc sitting on him with the drain, but Azuriel actually out heals it. Doesn't even care. This composition really starting to take off for the side of Necrodancers. 12 to 10. This is so strong. Like the Thrall Earthquake with the Lornado is just enormous. We've never seen it outside of Necrodancers, and you know, this is what was so cool about the Open Division, finding these teams that find these compositions that just work for them and do so much work even against these teams that really know how to play this game.
Yeah, the thing is though is PSISTORM is starting to show I think a little bit of weakness in their draft compositions, where they've been going very heavily into a kind of one-way line of thinking, where they're looking for this team fight. They're looking for this really brawl style of play that we've been talking about for the last couple of rounds, and they've been found out, I think, by Necrodancers, who have essentially drafted a pick composition that counteracts that really strong desire to get into your face and start to fight. They've gone a little bit against that with the Asmodee and Johanna pickup, but the thing is they're not being allowed to really play that rotation and find a way out of this one. Asmodee actually almost done all his stacks. He's at 333 stacks of Annihilation, but he's still not really influencing this match as much as he could, because he just doesn't have that ability to burst through the healing that Deckard Cain is able to output.
Yeah, and kind of the same thing we saw out of the Chromie. Yes, it does a ton of damage. Yes, it's a ton of poke, but it's just not happening at the times they really need it. We're not seeing a Tide of Sin ball hit Gul'dan into a Zeratul combo, and that's really what's gonna win these fights. Azuriel actually getting caught trying to use the life funnel, unfortunately not gonna get anything really stronger, just gonna go ahead and walk away. Actually gets speared. Doesn't have the shield, it looks like, gonna fall down. Zeratul actually gets caught inside that root. They get back the heal. That's enormous. Iska taking a ton of damage. Echo Corruption is now finished for the side of Gul'dan. He's about to get rooted. Actually just barely able to walk away. The move speed from Caesar Salad doing a ton of work. Physicals, though, not giving up. Gonna go ahead and hit that root. Gonna follow up and finish him off.
This is what I mean, this is what we've been talking about though. Against that pick composition, Deckard Cain is such a good counter dive hero because of the slow on Haragic Cube, the root on Scroll of Sealing or Scroll of Identify. There's so many anti-dive tools in his kit that the second Enivir comes in on the Zeratul to try and save the pick on Stronger, gets immediately 2-for-1
Look
essentially.
at that Lornado and the poke just to save Domo. Phenomenal play from Necro to protect their caster. Fantastic. If I was their caster, which I am right now, I would appreciate that level of protection. Oh man. And already 67% of them. And if you're going in, doesn't have the 16 talent, can't reset, gonna go ahead, actually gets gorged by the Stitches. Gonna get stuck next to this. Gonna fall down, actually. Can't get away, trying so hard. Azariel has the speed boost, the fear comes out, stun, kills the Kerosene. He's now on the back line. Doesn't matter how fat you are. Look at the Lornado into the Scroll of Identification. Oh man, that is the D2 boss, sorry, the D3 boss just dying. Like, this Cain play, the Lornado is so, oh man, I just can't anymore.
Necrodancers are executing a perfect example of how to counter a single-minded draft strategy from the side of PSISTORM Gaming. The Stitches has been let through 2 matches in a row, and what have we seen both times? The Stitches being the one to really set up the plays. Forces, with the Gorge, forces Zeratul into a position where he has to panic. That Void Prison did almost nothing. It was dropped on a tower and really didn't even catch the Stitches in until he really stepped into it at that one point. By that point, he was already bursted down. Then all of the members of PSISTORM respond to try and save their one team member and get caught by the remainder of the crowd control on the side of the Necrodancers. They're working this one to a T right now as they stretch the lead out to 2.5 levels, again with this Protector looking to open up the bottom part of the map.
Yeah, and they really haven't been able to get too much value out of Protectors. That's the first fort of the game we see following with a 12-3 kill lead. But they are going to go ahead and start working on this bottom fort wall. They want to take that Healing Fountain ASAP because the next Protector is going to spawn down here in bottom. And taking it right now is absolutely crucial to making sure they have the advantage in the bottom fight. And we see Gul'dan just kind of poking forward. Doesn't know exactly where Zeratul is. Going to go ahead and get a fort up there as well. That is now an 18-15 lead. If they can race to 20 right now, because 16s are going to follow up shortly for the side of PSISTORM, and then take the fight at 20, that'll be absolutely crucial. And look at that corruption. Actually, a ton of damage. The hook comes out right after. Stronger falling down. Excellent follow-up off that Protector. Oh my god, Necrodancers.
This composition with Domo variant on the Gul'dan, and I talked about my love for Gul'dan personally, and this is a perfect example of how once you get to 16 on Gul'dan, he becomes absolutely terrifying. The talent on 16, Ruinous Affliction, where you get that impact damage, and when you get 3 of the strikes on that corruption hitting somebody, and if you get them at the right time in full retreat, they have so much potential to just burst somebody into oblivion, and Stronger took a lot of those bursts out of Domo variant on the Gul'dan there in retreat. 19-16, here's that tiny little window for PSISTORM to get in. They look for it as Enivir goes right to the back line, but he's going to take a ton of damage here. Gets gorged by Huff Money, who goes right back into the middle of his team looking for the support. There's a Feral Spirit, and he's obliterated as the cleanse comes in. It's not enough to save the life of Enivir.
Yeah, but we do see Quantum falling down. Cain finally dying. But Domo variant, look at that drain life. He cannot be killed. NSJ does so much damage, actually taking 2 more down with him. But that's Thrall and Sonya. They're fantastic siegers. There's no one here to protect this wall. The Protector control point is not up yet. They're just going to start beating down on this. 20 seconds to the nearest person. There's double turrets. They're going to go for this keep. That's going to be so much pressure in this bottom lane. And there's the level 20s.
6 seconds left before Zeratul comes back online, but it won't matter. Wrath of the Berserker will see this keep to fall as bottom lane with the Protector in the lane. It's a perfect setup, I think, for the Necrodancers to try and find a out here, as Heisko actually going to go in 1v2 here. This is really ill-advised. He might be the Skeleton King. He might come back quickly, but all he's going to do is provide another kill on the side of Necrodancers. It was a desperation play from Leoric trying to push them back, but just so ill-advised, especially 2v1 and down a talent tier.
Yeah, and we see Enavir now poking around, just trying to see where they're at. Knows are doing the camp now, just trying to find some in. They're going to go ahead and take the support camp, or look to take the support camp, but it looks like Necrodancers might be able to sit this out soon. They might have seen the orb going in. Physical is actually stepping forward. Does he feel like going in? Right now, actually getting on it. They take don't even need the camp, they just take the item. And the Ensemble coming out for stronger, but he's in there. The VP coming out. That is an entirely wasted 7-sided. There's hungry Stitches. Eat them all up. Here they come out. And they're just spuking them out. Stronger falling so low. Enavir does not have any more teleports. Actually goes straight into the scroll. There comes the Leo. He has the Unstoppable, trying to reduce the damage. Ton of damage on Adomo, actually. But unlimited bottles, or sorry, bottomless flask coming out. Gonna heal him up pretty quick. Wow, that was wow.
NSJ doing a lot of work on the Asmodan, but the problem is they just don't have this follow-up because the healing coming out from Quantum on the Deckard Cain is doing a great job in keeping his team alive when they need to. Zerial's actually just going straight for the core on the Sonya in the backline. I don't think Wrath of the Berserker is up yet. No, it is not. Still on cooldown for another 12 seconds here, but they're looking to end. They don't even need the Protector. 5v2. Leoric about to come back online. Keep falling. 50%, 40%, 30%. Still with this lead. 7-sided strike will not go in. Necrodancers will take the series 2-1 over PSISTORM Gaming.
Yeah, 2-1 in favor of Necrodancers, taking away the round of 16. PSISTORM, unfortunately, going to see their way out of this week's tournament. Excellent gameplay by both teams. PSISTORM starting out strong, really taking that game one, utilizing the Alexstrasza with the Diablo and Sonya picks to a great effect. But we saw in that second game the amount of power that the Stitches and Deckard have together. And look at that healing difference. If you're still the talents up, 88,000 healing on Deckard to Karazim's 39. Absolutely phenomenal. And you'd think that Tomo Varian on Gul'dan was leading the damage meter, but no, it's physicals on the Thrall. 59,000 damage to Gul'dan's 56. That composition did so much work in game 2 and 3. Phenomenal play by them.
Well, I think a lot of that damage from physicals actually being the Ancestral Wrath coming out on level 7, being able to consume his stacks to do a 15% maximum health damage over 3 seconds and healing him back up for that same amount of damage. A really interesting talent pick for physicals, but working very well against the high health pools of Johanna, Leoric, and Asmodan, all in that composition. And looking back at the side of PSISTORM Gaming in that composition, NSJ, no surprise, leading with almost 70k hero damage, but nobody else following up to really finish off the kills after that burst damage, because Enavir was getting killed so early in the team fights that he wasn't able to go back in and secure anything once NSJ got that initial burst in. It was a similar problem that we saw on 2 with the Spider Queen, where you'd come in with the Chromie, get a little bit of poke, but Genji was already so low that he could not re-engage at all.
Yeah, and we saw it time and time again. Huff Money pretty much would just gorge the Zeratul the second he came in, negating him entirely, forcing his blink cooldown to go off, or sorry, his wormhole talent to become worthless because he's just getting grabbed and he doesn't get to use it again. But so much control. The hooks from Huff Money, like there's a reason they call him Money. Like,
going back to the healing numbers, though, I touched on it in the game. The Iron Fists from Karazim on level 1, going for that attack damage as a solo support. I just don't see that being the talent of choice. Either Insight or the other option, I think, would have been much better there, as they went full on committing to that damage and just really never had the ability to sustain through the fights. Whereas Deckard Cain, a very sustaining hero, same with Sonya, same with Stitches, same with Gul'dan, same with Thrall. It was 5 heroes that are able to sustain really well all individually, and you combine them together, and it's a team fight composition that simply will not die.
Yep. And that concludes our second series of the game. We are looking at the next team being Firm Handshake versus the Necrodancers. That lobby and everything is going to get set up. We're going to take a small break, I need a new water bottle. But while during the break, make sure you check out below us. We have all of our links for HeroesHype, the Twitter page, the merch page, the schedule for our Hype Squad, the official website where you can find out the current standings as well as any recaps of the previous weeks. And don't forget the patreon.com/HeroesHype website. That's where you can directly support HeroesHype, as well as subscribing and following the stream. So we will see you in just a few minutes. Going to take a short break,